I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Hillary.
And we're the Feral Housewives. So welcome to our podcast.
We are going to tell you a little bit about ourselves and why we decided to start this podcast.
My name's Kim, as I already said. I have been married for 10 years. My husband's name is Adam. We have 4 kids. Our oldest is 16. He's technically my bonus son. I mean, he's not technically my bonus son. He's my bonus son. He's my stepson. Anyway. And then my next one is Kit. She's 8. And she's our only girl and our toughest child. And then we have Hank, who's 4, who's very headstrong. And then we have Tommy, who is 20 months. And I mean, his sister calls him Mr. Adorable Eyes. I feel like that's all you need to say about Tommy, right? He's super cute. Adorable. We have 2 dogs, Toby and Rosie. And we have 1 cat named Dobby, the house cat. Yes, that's from Harry Potter. For a job, I am a stay-at-home mom. I feel like that's all I need to say. So I'm a jack of all trades. I homeschool my 4 children. Well, okay. I homeschool my 2 older children and keep my 2 younger ones alive. And hobbies, parenting is my hobby right now. Hobbies, I like to garden. I like to read. I like to write. I like to knit. I'm a really boring person. I really like true crime shows and British shows. And
just all British shows.
Not like I like British, like I like Pride and Prejudice and that kind of, and British murder shows. I really like British. I really like British shows, but I like murder shows. What else? What else do I do? I love to garden. Did I say that?
You did say that.
Yeah.
You like to sleep?
I like to sleep.
It's my favorite hobby.
It's my favorite hobby. When I was a kid, I hated to sleep. I went to bed. I slept 7 hours every night. I woke up. I was great. And I was like, who takes naps? Naps are a waste of time. Napping is one of my favorite things to do now because I never get to do it.
Right. It's my favorite too. So as I mentioned, my name is Hillary. I am married to my husband, Sean. We've been married for 12 years. We have 2 beautiful kids. I have a daughter who is...
My kids are also beautiful.
Nope, only Tommy.
Only Tommy. He's adorable. The rest are...
They're meh.
No, just kidding. It was just funny because you said that. I was like, yeah, I should have said that. I have beautiful children too. Hillary's children are more beautiful than my children.
Anyways, so Mercedes is going to be 9 soon, and basically in a week. So she's 9, and then Edwin is 6. And then we have a dog named Suki, who we actually got from Kim, from Rosie and Toby. She is going to be 1 year old.
That's insane to me.
I know, in a week and a half. And then we have 2 cats. We have Claudia, who you have to do the claw sound with the with the paw, that claw. Anyways, and she's 14 years old and hates everybody but me.
That's not true. I feel like Claudia likes me.
Does she? She's warmed up to you. That's true. And then we have Gandalf the Grey, who is 3 or 4 now. I think he's going to be 4 this year. And then we currently have 2 crawdads living on our counter.
Oh, yeah. I also have a crawdad.
We may or may not have caught them together.
I mean, with our children. Yes. Not like we went out together to catch crawdads. That's another hobby we have. We like to go crawdad fishing on our own.
Leave the children at home.
With our husbands. No. Our children were with us.
Yes, they were. Mercedes has them in a red vine container with some cabbage and oranges in there or something. I don't know.
And I will say, Hillary caught the crawdads.
I did. It took me a long time. So
I was trying to keep my baby alive.
Yes. For a job, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I part homeschool my kids. We go to a co-op school where they go in person 2 days a week, and then I homeschool the rest of the days. We love it. we love it. It's a wonderful program. Edwin starts first grade this year, and Mercedes goes into fourth. And it's an adventure. It's a lot of fun. And my hobbies, I like to crochet and knit as well. And I like to do crafts and artsy things, anything like that. And I love to sleep, as I mentioned. And I do not like gardening. I kill all plants. And I hate outside.
She's crafty.
I am. I'm just artsy and crafty. That's just what I like to do. So that's a little bit about me. And yeah. So we were going to just talk a little bit on why we wanted to start the podcast and
explain what a feral housewife is. Because I'm sure there are some people who are like, what is a feral housewife?
Mm-hmm.
What is this thing about?
Yes.
It's not as exciting as it might sound to some.
No. So Kim wanted to do the podcast, and she's been bugging me to do it for a while. And I was like, I don't know. And then
she was bored.
I caved, and I was like,
okay,
fine.
well, first, she wanted to start a private detective agency called Feral Housewives Detectives.
Yes. It would have been amazing.
Our husbands were very against it.
Yeah.
And so was everyone else. The only person who was like, cool, was Hillary's dad.
It's true.
She's like, Hillary's like, we either want to start a podcast or a private detective agency. He's like, cool.
It's like, I'll back you on that. That's cool.
And everyone else was like, you should do the podcast.
Yeah. So here we are. And it's been a ton of fun. So, this is only our first episode, but I'm having fun.
I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are having fun while you listen to us talk about nonsense.
Correct. So Kim told me what a feral housewife was at first. And
we met about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Through our church. Our daughters were on the same soccer team. They're the same age. They're very similar. Became best friends. And then it just so happens that we clicked and we became best friends. And then our husbands clicked.
Yeah.
And my 4-year-old, our families just have clicked.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's really, really hard to find a full family click.
Yeah.
Where you all get along, and I don't know, it's just been a huge blessing. It's been awesome. So.
Yeah. And so I was telling Hillary one day, I was talking to her about being a feral housewife, because when I first started staying home with my daughter Kit, I'd had a job since I was 15. And I was either always working full time or working part time and going to school full time. Or at one point I was working and going to school full time. Both. So I always like to be really busy. And when we first moved, we moved across country. And I quit my job, and Adam started a job, and he made enough money so that only he had to work. And I started staying at home with Kit, who at the time was only 18 months. And it was really, really hard. And I realized that I was embarrassed to tell people that I was a stay-at-home mom because people would be like, well, what do you do all day? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm so tired at the end of the day. So I must do something. And I actually ended up going back to school while I was staying home with her. But one of the reasons I went back to school is because I just didn't want to be doing nothing. But, and I just felt like there was a lot of judgment in the world because I stayed at home. People were like, do you like doing that? And at first, honestly, a lot of it was the fact that we didn't want to have to pay for daycare, and we didn't know anyone. So it seemed scary to put our daughter in daycare in an area where we literally knew no one. Yeah. And so I started thinking about I don't know. I think a lot. And one day I was on Facebook and I saw a meme, and it had a woman in, the big 1950s dress with the pearls and the shoes, and it showed her vacuuming, and it said, I just found out that there's such a thing as a domesticated housewife. My goal is to find a feral one. And I literally thought to myself, I'm a feral housewife. And so, and I kind of always kept that in the back of my head. Then when I met Hillary, it was very clearly apparent that she was also feral.
Yes, I am very much. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally already feral. I just do whatever I want all the time.
Thing. So you're probably wondering, what makes a housewife feral?
Well, first, you have to have a laundry couch.
Yep.
Chair. Or bed.
Place.
There's just somewhere where you have a whole bunch of clothes that need to be folded and put away. or dumped somewhere to be like, I don't know, whatever. Like we have a laundry couch / love seat.
Same
and then
here.
when people come over, it moves to our end of our bed. So.
Same here. And then every once in a while I get it put away.
Yes.
And I mean, it's put away a lot, but like this weekend, Adam's fixing the sink in our house. So my house has been like basically out of commission for 4 days. And the pile of laundry is humongous, which is crazy because the pile of laundry needing to be washed is also humongous.
Yeah.
So
I know, it's like it never ends.
It multiplies.
So you have the laundry couch. And then you have a sink full of dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, but very frequently.
Yeah. I mean,
Very frequently.
we do our dishes every day.
And we have a dishwasher too. So
yeah. And so do we. But it seems like, I mean, by, I don't know, mid-morning. Like every night I go to bed, there's no dishes in the sink. And mid-morning, it's like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm. They just appear.
They just appear.
Yep.
They multiply.
It's true. Doesn't matter how many kids you got or husband.
Yeah.
Just Sean will clear out his office, and I'm like, I can tell you cleaned your office because here's all my bowls. So, all my bowls have reappeared. And then also sometimes you're fed up with your kids.
Yep.
And you just don't want to be around them. You just are like, I mean, you love them dearly and you are glad you have them, but sometimes you just don't want to be around them.
Right. It doesn't mean you don't love them. Mm-mm. You just need
20 minutes long.
I mean, every day I can tell that it's getting close for Adam to come home because I am like, where is Adam? And because I'm just like, I've hit my quota.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we call it the witching hour in our house. Like it's the witching hour. And it's just like everyone's done. Everyone's tired. Everyone's cranky. Mm-hmm. I'm cranky. So yeah. No schedule. That's or a big one. A flexible schedule.
Yes. You don't like run minute to minute. Like you can go, you're spontaneous, I feel like is a good one. A part of that is like you are like, oh, let's go do this. And you can just go do it.
Yeah. You
don't have to like run by this. Because I mean, like during the school year, we have a pretty regular-ish schedule with sports and stuff. But other than that, we're pretty like, oh, let's go do this. And we go randomly do things.
Well, and here's like a good example. Like every year in the beginning of the school year, I'm like, I'm going to plan out every hour of our day. We're going to wake up at such and such a time. And by 9 a.m., we will have eaten breakfast. We will be dressed and we'll be ready to sit down and peacefully start our school day. And every year by day 2, I'm like, I can't believe I took the time to type this stupid schedule up. And I know a lot of people who work on a schedule and it works so good for them. It stresses me out because then I always feel like I'm behind schedule and I'm out of control. But I do have a general schedule, but also there are days where I'm like, you know what? We cannot do this today. Like, let's just, or like, what day was it last week?
Which one?
I know, right? I was like,
there were lots of days.
I texted Hillary and I was like, my kids are driving me nuts. I'm coming to your house. Are you guys home? And, but yeah.
I think it was Monday.
Yeah. And then like one day we just randomly in the morning, I was like, I need somewhere to go. What do you want to do? And we ended up going to the river and catching crawdads.
That's how we ended up with the crawdads on the counter. Blast that spontaneous nature.
I was not catching crawdads. That was Hillary.
Gosh, blast me. My spontaneous crawdad catching.
And now we have a Bob in our house.
Hey, wait, what's ours? But Edwin called ours Bob.
Really?
Yours was Bob. I know yours was Bob. I don't know. I thought I named ours Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, at first, some of your family wanted to eat yours.
It's true. Mercedes wanted to grill them. Now she's adopted them.
I think she named them first and then told me she was going to eat them. I was like, what are you going to do with them? She's like, I'm going to eat them. And I was like, you just named them.
Yeah.
They didn't eat them.
We did not eat them. Yeah.
It was after they read about purging them that...
Gross.
Anyway,
yeah, you have to like. Anyways,
we're not domesticated enough for that.
No.
Hates chores.
Yeah,
and I think this one is different. Like everyone can have a different chore that they hate.
Yeah,
I have a friend. And she loves to do laundry. She does not have a laundry couch because her favorite chore is to take the laundry out of the dryer, sit down on her couch, turn on a show, and fold laundry and put it away. That's her favorite chore. That is my least favorite chore. But she hates scrubbing her bathrooms, and I love to scrub bathrooms. So like a hated chore, one that you just put off forever and ever. Although I don't scrub showers. Adam scrubs the showers.
Yeah, I don't mind either. I hate laundry. I don't do laundry, but I don't mind the bathrooms. I don't mind dishes. I don't do garbage, and I don't do laundry.
Mm-hmm.
I hate those. And yard work.
Dinner on the table. Ugh. This is another one that Hillary and I very much bonded over.
Yes.
My mom had dinner ready every night at 6 o'clock. Like, not every night, but I just knew 6 o'clock was dinner time. My dad commuted, so he would usually get home around 6 o'clock. My mom had dinner ready at 6 o'clock, and we would eat, and if he was running a little late, he would just come in and eat when he got home. But usually he was home pretty close. 6 o'clock. If you ask anyone in my family, you'd be like, what time do you eat dinner? 6 o'clock. That's when we eat dinner. My family, if you ask my kids what dinner time was, they'd be like, when my mom feeds us. I mean, and lately I've been a little bit better about getting it ready on time because I want my kids in bed.
I haven't.
I mean, it's also summertime right now. So, and I also have littler kids than you.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean, every day I'm like, I'm going to have dinner ready by 6 o'clock. And it seems like every day I'm like, how in the heck is it 8 o'clock? I mean, I feel like I start dinner at 4 and it's still done at 8.
I'm like, it's 6 o'clock. I should start some dinner, probably.
Yeah. Or, I mean, especially right now because it's light so late. Yeah. It's like, I mean, every spring when it starts to get light later, the kids are like, oh, I'm so hungry. Why am I hungry? I'm like, because it's 7 o'clock. How did that happen? Right. When did the sun get so high in the sky? But so that's one thing. But we have a good friend and they have dinner. She have it on the table at 5.
I think it's like 5:30 or 6 almost every single night.
So
yeah.
But yeah.
We don't do that.
No.
Yeah, we are not. And I hate cooking. Oh, that's my thing. I hate. That's not really a chore, but I mean, it is because if you hate it.
I mean, it is. Like my sister and her husband, they both work full time and they have like assigned dinner nights. So I feel like if you have to assign it, it's a chore.
True. Yeah, I hate cooking. And so Sean usually does most of the cooking. And he doesn't get off work anyways until 5:30 or 6. And so then he'll go cook something and he's pretty good at it and he'll make it relatively fast. He can whip something up. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, if I'm going to make something, it's like a casserole it's got to bake or it's like, I don't know, something super easy like spaghetti because that's super fast. Mm-hmm. So those are the things I do and they're really quick, but they're not usually done until 6 or 7.
Yeah. I feel like
8 at summertime.
We try and feed our kids around 6:30 so that they can be in bed by 8, the little boys.
Well, during the school year, we're a lot better too because we have a bedtime in the summer. Or sorry, not the summer. Summer, my kids have gone to bed at midnight like every night for the last week, which is so bad. It's been so stressful. But
see, I could never do that because my kids would be driving me nuts.
They do sleep till like 11 though, so that's really nice
true.
In the morning.
Your kids do sleep late.
But
I guess my kids
older.
Stay up till 10 right now.
Yeah.
Now, my teenager, he stays up to, if there's school, he has to be in bed by 11. But if there's not school, honestly, I'm to the point with him that like he can do, he just does his thing. Sometimes he watches TV with us. That's not a big deal. Even Kit will go in her room. You know, she'll do her own thing. But the little boys, I'm like, go to bed.
Yeah.
I love you. Go to bed.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'll love you more when you're in bed.
Yep.
It's the most wonderful time of the day.
It really is.
That's what I always tell my kids. I'm like, it's the most wonderful time of the day.
Yeah. So those are some things that make you a feral housewife. And thanks for joining us for learning about our podcast. And this is just a shorter version of all of the wonderful good things that are to come. Our regular episodes will be probably around an hour-ish.
Yeah.
I think is what we've just come up with. And they're going to be fun and different topics. And
do we want to say why we started the podcast?
Yeah.
Did we say? I can't. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't think we said
I
why
have children, so I can't remember anything. But we started it because really we wanted to talk about. It's hard to be a woman. It's hard to be a housewife.
Yeah.
And there's a very particular, like, I feel like there's a stereotype: the perfect woman.
Yeah.
The perfect housewife. She has her house clean. She has everything done. Does anyone really fit that stereotype?
No.
I mean, I feel like I do have friends that are pretty domesticated, but they also love it and they thrive in it. You know, like that's just their personality. But so we're going to talk about how it's okay to be out of that stereotype. Because for me, it was really hard when I first, because I felt like I was a mess. I felt like I should be able to do all this stuff. I felt like I should be super mom. And
same. Or like the perfect housewife, and like you can do everything, and like I don't know, like I had this image that I had to do this, this, and this, and this when I got married.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's good to come on and talk about, you know, it's okay to not do those things.
Definitely. Because I always thought I'd have my house clean every night. I'd have dinner on the table at 5 for when my husband came home. In my dream, all of my children were perfectly manicured and dressed in matching clothes. I have one son who wears 2 different shoes. My 4-year-old, not my 16-year-old, because he thinks it looks cool.
It's really right.
It's really right. He wore a rain boot and a flip-flop the other day. My husband was like, how can you even walk? And he's like, with my feet. So yeah, I just saw, you know, like I'd be like, children, pick up your blocks and come to the table. And now I'm like, pick up your blocks and all the other 9 million things that are on the floor. And it's hard, you know, and sometimes you feel like you're a mess.
And you feel like you're alone.
But you are not a mess.
And you are not alone.
You are feral. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Hillary.
And we're the Feral Housewives.
Being a housewife is darn hard. I don't even know where to start. But when times are tough and things get rough, it's a good thing we've got our best friends by our side. Laundry couches are a must. Baking cookies is a bust. Unconventional moms are the bomb. Put the kids to bed and